Hi, everybody. Claire with Clairvoyant Psychic Medium.
Erika, Lena.
We are awkward. Woo! Happy Libra season. Yeah.
So yeah, that's something I left out in the last podcast. Saturday, while we are recording this, it is Mabon. It is the beginning of Libra season. It is the fall equinox. It is officially equal night and day.
Yeah. So, things that I do when it's an equinox or a solstice, I redo my altar.
Yep.
I take out my boob rocks and I put them up there, pick different ones, like, um, I can't show you my altar but it's cool. I have it right there.
That's funny. Actually, I do a post at the beginning of every season where same thing. I this morning, like as I was getting ready, just like redo the cards that like represent the season, kind of
Mm,
cleanse everything on my altar for like a
mm.
fresh start. Um, I don't know. I
Yeah,
went out in
also
nature
tarot
today.
spreads. Yeah, you did.
Yes. Yep.
You like went on a run?
Yeah. It's
Go
funny too
you.
because like they're way more athletic than me. So they were like way ahead of me and I didn't want to slow them down. And then I found this like random other path and I was like, I just had a feeling it would lead me back to the car. So like I wouldn't make them wait there forever. And it did.
Oh my God, I can't do that. That's terrifying.
I was terrified. I was like constantly like looking over my shoulder, like is someone, and I had my headphones in, which made it kind of better, but kind of worse, because then you're
Yeah,
not like
yeah.
hearing, but
Hmm.
also I didn't really want to hear because I'm like, that
Yep.
creeps me out even more. So
Ugh, being a
yeah,
girl. Ugh.
I know.
Okay, anyways, last week, let's just uh, yeah, I don't remember right now. It was fucking crazy. I had
Yes,
magical
yes.
shit. I needed to say this real quick. So I was in Colorado, had a crazy time. Not gonna go there. Went to the Denver Gem and Mineral Show. It was fucking amazing. It was so much fun. Um, Goddess Freya ended up showing up for me big time. So I'm probably gonna talk about her a lot. I have learned a lot about her.
Crazy, Claire, since you brought up Persephone yesterday, that's been popping up for me constantly now. Like I pulled the mating card for Libra season to go with the
Mating.
Justice card. Yeah, and it was like it even said like on the card, like Goddess Persephone. And I saw
Whoa.
also like in a random TikTok as well.
Hmm.
Yeah, weird.
Yeah, I don't know. So sometimes I have realized in my short time of 10 or 12 years or whatever of doing this. Uh-oh. Sorry. There we go. Is that better?
Well, I think it sounds the same to me, but
Uh, okay. Anyways, in my however many years of doing this, I have realized that sometimes there are seasons for things, just like when I do readings at if I did it at Mystic Fest, everybody has the same thing going on. But deities are showing up right now. So I don't know why, but whatever, embrace it.
especially
Oh
feminine archetypes
yeah.
indeed. It's all feminine, like and also dark feminine, light feminine, like it's all
Wow,
coming
yeah.
at us. Yeah.
Even for guys. Yep,
Yeah.
it's been happening for clients that are guys too. So yeah, Goddess Freya is one that has really stepped up. I am like fully working with. I just remembered the other day, and I was gonna bring it in here, but I ended up forgetting. Whatever. I bought this little squishmallow that's a boar, and I remember buying it and it was such a fucking whim, and it was a small one that I never like buy, wasn't like a big deal, but turns out that that's one of her animals. She has like a lot of animals and she has a lot of things that represent her, which is kind of cool cuz with Odin when I've been working with him, it's just like ravens, maybe an owl, I think. I'm sorry, my cat is deciding to just be annoying today, if you can hear her.
I can't.
Okay. She's just screaming at me. All right, I wasn't talking. Okay, so last week, I'm so sorry. This is how today's going to be. Okay. It's only been 5 minutes.
Okay, yeah, no, you're fine. You're fine. So, yeah, last week we had a lot of aspects going on with Pluto. We had a lot of stuff going on with Chiron. And that's not necessarily going to ease up, but like I just feel like it's a lot of healing and transformation. And I think that that's why these feminine archetypes are coming up a lot, because we are needing to transform into more feminine energies, both individually and collectively. Um, I think it's because
Yeah.
it's kind of turning the or swaying the pendulum, however you want to look at it, towards like more nurturing, more emotional, more inward, more like foundational, right? So like it's like we're kind of seeing like how fragile the things that we've built with Pluto going through Capricorn, like how these things weren't built upon a good foundation, right? It's all about
Mm.
that. Yeah.
And a lot of it is holistically. So, like,
Mm-hmm.
body, mind, soul, spirit, like, we are, because Pisces, we're getting
Yeah,
schooled in the Pisces energy.
we're gonna even it's funny, like I actually literally wrote that down in my post about Mavon today, about that balance between mind, body, and spirit with Libra. Um,
Oh,
and how, like, you know, Libra is a lot about justice, what's right, what's wrong, what decision to make. That's why they get coined as the indecisive ones. But I've kind of thought randomly about human design and how the decision making strategy for most of the types is within the body and not within the mind, right? And like how if you have this balance between mind, body, and spirit, it will help you make better decisions. Most people out there in the world are overstressing their minds to make all of their decisions in life.
okay. And I think that this is going to be coming up a lot because this is Libra, this is air. So we're going to be talking about the way we think a lot now. Because we did just go through Virgo season, and Virgo season had us fucking crazy, overthinking everything.
Yeah.
I
It
don't
threw a
know.
lot of random stuff at us to think about, is what I would say.
Yeah, muted crazy.
Yeah.
So how weird. I feel like a worse, well, maybe that's because I have Pisces placements. I don't know. I can't sit still today. Okay.
Yeah, you're very like
Fidgety. Here,
yeah.
I'm gonna do
Oh, there
this.
you go. That's a good idea. I
Oh, we
forgot
didn't
mine.
meditate.
Do you
That's
want?
why. No, we're okay.
Okay. Okay. So so yeah, so should we just start with this week?
Yeah.
Okay, sounds good. So Monday, September 25th. So the moon is in Aquarius at this point, and it's opposing the stuff going on in Leo, which is Venus and Juno, and it's also squaring the stuff in Taurus. So it's going to square or Jupiter first and then Uranus. So the thing is that with the air energy of the Aquarius moon, it is detaching us from a lot of the emotional stuff that we've been feeling. I always think of Aquarius moon as that, where it's kind of just like, if you imagine emotions as a blanket, it's like taking that emotional blanket off for a second and kind of trying to think clearly about things and see things from like a more broader perspective, from way up there, from like a bird's eye view, right? And looking down on it all instead of being like wrapped up in it all. So I think that that's going to be really good for us, because we're going to be looking in challenging type of ways towards that Leo energy and towards that Taurus energy. So it's like, where are we putting ourselves abundantly? Like, where are we physically planting ourselves that is like, what is the word I'm looking for? Is like fertile. Like, where
Yeah.
are we going in fertile grounds? And then when it's like making its aspect to Uranus, it's like, how stubborn are we being in the face of change, especially with the
Oh,
Aquarius moon? And then with the Leo placements,
wow.
it's like, how authentic do I feel? How are like my passions and my friends and the work I do, is it all in alignment with myself authentically? So we're going to be looking at that all, I think, from a more
Inward
I
perspective,
want to say broad picture perspective, though.
but personally.
Yes. Yes. But also there's the relationship energy within it as well.
Yeah. Because I feel okay. Anyways, yes. Aquarius moon. There was something that I was gonna say. Okay, so like you know this best, having an air sun, air moon. This kind of energy is, I want to just use the word fast.
Hmm.
It can be overwhelming, but
I would
Aquarius is stubborn.
I have an Aquarius moon. If I were to honestly explain it the best that I
Yeah.
can, it's like when you space out and you are thinking about everything
Oh,
all at once and you don't want to come down from that.
okay.
You are like just fine floating in the ethereal realm, right? Just in your head. And that's why I say broader picture, because
Okay.
I know it sounds kind of silly, but I really feel like I have moments like that where I'm thinking about that,
Yeah.
like that movie, everything, like everything and everywhere all at the same time. It's just
Yeah.
everything.
Damn it. I gotta watch that movie. Okay.
uh So also though on Monday, Mars is going to be sextiling Venus and opposing Chiron. Uh Mars is Mars is not happy, and Mars is pissed of the ways that it's been taken advantage of, and it wants to heal itself into the type of person that doesn't allow others to treat it in a certain way anymore. And I think that I think that it's also about like our authenticity within that as well. Like for instance, not being listened to is kind of what I'm hearing.
Mm,
Like, hey, this is like what I'm trying to tell you, this is how I feel, and like you can, like, that's where that relationship factor comes into, of like
mm.
not being listened to, not being respected for your authenticity. Yeah. Yeah. And then also at that day, Mercury trines Jupiter as well. So we're also speaking in a more like abundant way. Like, I expect better. I demand better.
Ooh.
Yeah, like more commanding kind of energy.
So, I was listening. I have to give praise, credit, whatever, to Serious Joy, Christopher Witecki, because I got some information. I watched his thing today. I wrote down when Mars is in Libra, because he was trying to describe this like when a sign is in its opposite home, in its detriment, it's
Mhm.
getting a chance to unlock a new. Leaf has a sweater on. Oh, I'm
It's
sorry.
a Halloween sweater too.
Oh, I love it. Okay. Um, it's getting a chance to live in a different kind of way, in the opposite way, unlock something that it's never seen before because it's in its opposite sign. It is extremely uncomfortable, but it's getting that chance to be like, oh, I never thought of this before, or whatever, you know?
This
So,
one's is especially potent too, because it's not only in detriment, but it's also the ruler
South Node.
of the north. It's the ruler of the north node though. So you know what I'm saying?
What?
Like, it's really Mars. Mars is the ruler
Oh,
of where the north node is. So it wants to be
oh,
very,
right
very
now.
Yeah, like it wants to go towards that north node
Yeah.
energy, but it's like first it really has to shed some of these south node qualities and bring this
Yeah.
back into equilibrium, that balance, right? But and
Yeah.
it's all balance of self and other.
Hmm.
Yeah.
And with Chiron being in there, Chiron being retrograde, we are now in Libra season. Guys, we are feeling this.
I think it's
So,
also like a feeling of all of the imbalances from your identity wounds. You know, people like I
mm,
know I keep saying that, but it's like, however, like whoever you can literally think of like all the times, like millions of times, I'm sure. I know I can from like childhood on where people identify you. You are this, you are that, you
whoa.
can't do this, you can do that, you're good at this, you're bad at that. Like all of the times. And we really have stored those things into our subconscious mind and they really do dictate our decision making, which is why making decisions from only the mind is a bad idea. You need your body and your spirit to also push
Mm,
you in the right direction so you can kind of reset those limiting beliefs and be like, actually no, I don't identify with that. I am actually this and you should listen to me and respect that.
oh, and guys, this is the feeling of the collective too.
Mhm.
So, uh, okay, so that's all I got about the Mars and Libra thing. So it is gonna, we're letting go of ego feel because Aries energy is very, that dick slinging energy where, but we get that Mars in Libra, and now we're in Libra season where it's literally like, put it away. Why did you have it out in the first place? What
Mm.
happened to you? Like, that's where we're like, whoa, what's going on?
That also reminds me of the Chiron gate of like where the shadow is agitation. Like when you're agitated and you're stuck in agitated energy, you're probably going to react in a way that is inconsiderate. But
Mm,
if you really dig into that agitation energy and instead channel that into initiation, as it said, you're going to be considerate of yourself first and then others. Like you, because you are saying, I'm going to do something with this that will
mhm.
impact everything, right?
Love it. Oh, all right.
All right.
Next.
So Tuesday, September 26th, the moon enters Pisces, and this will all happen in the evening hours. And when that happens, it's going to conjunct Saturn. Saturn's like, yeah, 1 degree Pisces now again.
Yeah.
So like it's
Potent.
and also the gate that Saturn in it at the gate that Saturn is in is gate 55, where the shadow is victimization and the gift is freedom, so it's funny that word freedom has also been popping up a lot
Yeah.
as well, like, and maybe that's also part of the feminine archetype as well, the ways
Yeah.
in which we break the chains, the ways in which we find that more wild untamed feminine spirit, instead of, again, like, this, you are woman, this is what you do, this is your
Yeah.
role. It's like, no, actually, let's go explore that and see what I really think it fucking is.
Mm-hmm. You don't get to tell me what I am.
So I think we're going to feel that. We're going to feel the opposition of Virgo season again, kind of like reflecting on the other side of that. Like, like how did I embody these things? How did I don't know, like how organized did I get? And kind of just like viewing that from like an emotional perspective. So yeah, that's all I got for Tuesday.
Um, let me think. I think when the Pisces moon, we like, because Pisces is the wisest. I have like a lisp right now. Sometimes that happens. Okay. Um, when the moon, our emotions move into Pisces, we are now getting that vantage point of, okay, yeah, what you just said, like, what the fuck did we just do in Virgo season? Where did I show my ass? How did I mess up? We're all raw. and seeing like
Also, probably the stuff that still doesn't make sense, you might be reflecting on, like, oh, because like there's probably things that happen that you don't have closure on, things that you still
yep,
are kind of like, why the hell did I do that? Or why the
raw,
hell did this person
open
do that?
still. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Pisces moon coming in, we're gonna be feeling emotions, and everyone, like baby fits, you're gonna be reacting emotionally. But the thing that I like really want to drill into you for this week is that we need to respond differently.
We need to respond more compassionately and with grace. That's literally like even the yeah, yeah. Like we need to be, because if we're reflecting back on Virgo season and we had, the new moon in gate 47, and then we had the other full moon where it was like exhaustion kind of energy going
Yeah.
on. That new moon energy was also the one where it was like transmutation, remember? So like when we're looking at it again, we're like, first of all, we might be feeling just straight up fucking exhausted from
Hmm.
the entirety of Virgo season, but we're also looking at like, where did I dishonor myself?
Yeah.
Have I been dishonoring my values? Where am I keeping myself held in victim mindset and oppression versus like transmuting these shadows into like light energy, embodiment energy?
Change. You need to change. If you are going to stay stuck in victim, yucky, blah, 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 okay, bye, get off of this podcast. You're not listening, but you need to change, and it does need to be compassion, light, better. We need to strive to do that as a society. We do not need to strive to be yucky.
I have a song playing in my head now,
What?
Blind Melon Change.
I don't know that one.
I know like the part that's playing is like when life is hard, you have to change. Like when like, and I think that goes back to the agitated thing too. Like when
Isn't
when
that
you
your
are,
mom, Blind Melon?
yeah, yeah. That's my
Mm.
tattoo. Well, it's not, the song is not my tattoo, but a Blind Melon song is my tattoo. Yes.
And that's that bee, the girl, the little bee.
Yes.
Oh
Yes.
my God, bees have been so fucking big in my life. Like, I have honey on my altar now.
I don't know if you can see in the background, but like you see my little bee gnome.
Oh yeah, I remember it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wait, let's look it up. Excuse me.
Well, when I think of a bee, I think of like matriarchal energy.
Wow, I don't. I definitely did not.
I mean, the women and the females in the
Oh,
bee colonies
queen.
rule. Yeah, they rule
Yeah.
the fucking whole society. They dictate everything.
It's time to get organized and get to work on that idea that you want to implement and develop. Approach your projects with commitment, diligence, and dedication. You'll succeed beyond your wildest expectations. Involve several others in a cooperative and life affirming venture, one in which everyone who participates will benefit, and if possible, one that includes the entire community. Whoa. Take the time to appreciate and enjoy the sweetness of life. This is a very fertile time for you physically and creatively, one where you can bring your ideas into fruition. This is a very productive cycle for you, so stay with whatever you're working on and there will be favorable outcome. Okay, so don't get off the path. Don't give up. Keep going. You just are doing inward work right now. Like, okay, inward changes are happening.
Why are you so focused on inward? I'm just
I don't
curious.
know. Oh, probably because this is my moon.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah. Because I guess I want to say, like, I think that yes, there is an inward element to it, but probably not for everybody. Now that Venus and Mercury, like those more closer felt planets, have moved back direct again. Um, I guess what I want to say is I think it's both. I think it's inward and
Okay.
outward.
Yeah, for you, like Libra rising, yeah, yours is very outward.
Mm-hmm.
Mine is not.
Because see, I guess that's why I wanted to see that. Because yeah, for me
Good.
personally, it's more outward, I would say. Because it's like, hey, I've been doing a lot of the inward. Now I need to actually start like making it happen.
Okay.
Yeah.
Um, can you hear her?
No, I can't hear. Is she gonna like jump up?
Yeah, and just scream the whole time.
Well,
Yeah.
your microphone does a good job of blocking it
I
out because
know.
I
I
don't
think
hear.
it's just Zoom.
Okay.
Zoom does it. Okay, next.
Wednesday, September 27th. So the moon is still in this moon is still in a Pisces, and now it's opposing Mercury. So yeah, we're this is actually what I already said right here. This is that grace versus dishonor and oppression helping us transmute again. So we're having a second look at that again and going like, okay, what else needs to be brought to light energy? What else needs to be dissolved? What else needs to be, and I want to say bring emphasis again to that effortless thing. You know, I what is it that we saw? Was it Jamie posted on Facebook about like it's not about staring into the darkness, it's about turning the light on. You know,
Yeah.
like think of it as that easy. Like it's not about digging and searching and
Yeah.
working and thinking and like driving yourself crazy. It's just turning the fucking
Keep it
light on to
simple,
the things that
stupid.
come towards you. Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like don't go out there searching for it. It's going to come to you. Like the darkness is going to come to you and you're just going to turn the light on it. That's all you have to do.
Yep. And feel it and experience it, but it's a wave and it will go away. It's not forever. This too shall pass.
If you ride the wave, you're gonna find the light. You know, it's when we suppress it or run away from it that we never get there, and then it's
Yeah.
just always behind us, you know, still chasing us.
Yep. And that's when you create limiting beliefs. And it changes your whole person, and you shouldn't do that. And then you have to undo it later, and it takes a lot of work. So just come on, guys.
Ooh, okay. I need to say something about that too. I'll probably make a TikTok about this, but I'll just share it on here as well because I know, yeah,
Yeah.
whatever. You guys deserve it.
Yeah.
So when it comes to limiting beliefs, I've been thinking about that extra heavily as well. And I realized in therapy last week that uh like all of my limiting beliefs, for instance, they have become beliefs because I have been collecting evidence that they're true. So, like,
Whoa.
if I say I'm weird, no one likes me, and I'm like, I believe that I'm weird and no one likes me, and then somebody's like, why do you believe that? For me, it's because look at all the times I have been proven that I'm weird and no one likes me. You know, I'm just making this
Mm.
up, but I'm just giving
Yeah,
you
yeah,
guys an
yeah.
example. Um, but then I figured that out, but after therapy on my own, I was looking at my grateful list that I do every day, and all of a sudden
Good
it
job.
dawned on me. I was like, wait a second, like what I should be doing is looking at all, like I literally wrote down all of my limiting beliefs, and then I said, from now on, I'm going to make my grateful list be a collection of evidence to the contrary. So I think I'm weird. No one likes me. My grateful list is going to be like, here was this moment where somebody liked me. Here was this moment where somebody appreciated my weirdness. Here was this person that really made me feel
You
seen and
cracked the
validated.
code. This is how you heal yourself. Good job. Gold
Yeah.
star.
Thanks.
Oh
But
my
yeah, I mean, I
God.
like it just dawned on me and I was like,
That's
this is
fucking awesome.
and I was like, this is good advice too, because
Yeah.
it's true. It's so true. We
Yeah.
collect evidence, but it's because our brains are wired to cognitively dissonate from the moments that are trying to prove that our limiting beliefs are wrong, but we just don't soak it in. We don't appreciate it. We move right on. And when the moment comes that proves us right, we're like, yeah, see, I'm right.
Yeah. Oh, you're so right. Prove limiting beliefs are wrong. Okay, I had to write that down because that I need to do that. Cool. Okay.
All right. So Thursday, September 28th. We are now in full moon energy. The full moon will occur at 3 a.m. technically Friday. Um,
Central time.
but Yeah, Central Time. But yeah, so Thursday we're starting out the day with Venus square Uranus. Expect the unexpected. At the same time, Venus starts to sextile Mars. Back to that I feel like again, like what we already said, it's about it's literally as simple as put your own mask on first. Put yourself
Okay.
first. Yes, the North Node is having us be more selfish. Yes, we are heavily in the Libra opposing energy of that. We have done a lot of authenticity work up here um in Leo, and in Taurus we have been more innovative. We've been trying to make changes even when they feel uncomfortable because we're stubborn, we're in our comforts and everything. So if you take all of that and put it together, it is who am I? What do I need? What do I want? How do I want to be treated? How do I want to feel? What do I want to manifest? And then you're applying that to the other, to your relationships, to your job, to your career, to your material possessions. You could be getting like, why not go through your closet and say, this doesn't fit me anymore. This is
Hmm.
not authentically aligned with me. Why not quit your job because it's not authentically aligned with you? You know, stuff like that. Why not tell that person how you really feel? Why not set that boundary? Why not have that hard talk with that friend? You know, like do that stuff.
It's like that
Do
cleaning
that
up
stuff.
energy. Like, let's clean out all those nooks and crannies, things that you never really like. Literally something that I have wanted to do for over 15 years. I just shit out of nowhere without thinking, which is a bad idea. I shouldn't have done that. But I'm just like, ah, I'm done. Like I just things that needed to be done. I know I'm being vague on that and I don't care, but it's stuff like that.
Yeah, no, yeah, like just like I am moving on.
Yeah.
And I keep feeling just like kind of like I deserve better than this. I
Mm,
have and also there's a lot of karmic stuff with Libra season too, especially even more so with the South Node there. Uh
mm.
it can also be like, you know, I think that's why that popped into my head, like that I don't deserve this, because you're looking at like where you've done the karmic work, you know, like why am I keeping myself held to the bondage of karmic stories that I have already done, paid my penance for? It's not fair. You know what I mean? That's where like that Libra villain era is coming out of.
So it's big change. It's a lot, but it can also
Yes.
be a little. It can also be like whatever. Just expect the unexpected.
So I want to also point out too that with this moon, it's not technically eclipse season yet, but I feel like we're feeling that eclipse energy because of the nodal placements with the sun and the moon. um and it's, you know, obviously a full moon is for releasing and shedding. I think that it's also a little bit of a foreshadowing of like, hey, when this new moon gets to Aries, it is straight balls to the walls. You
Yeah.
know, this is our last little, because we're not only are we with the full moon right now, not only are we shedding those Libra qualities with Mars in detriment and the South Node, but we're also shedding the Aries qualities because that's where the moon will be. We're looking
Oh
at those
my
Aries
God. So
qualities
that's
from
why it
the,
feels so raw.
yeah, because it's not, it's literally not like a hey, I see forward. It's like a hey, I am. And that's why I brought up that broader picture thing for the Aquarius moon too, because it's been like, hey, I am fully like in the mud. You know, I'm in the mud of the shedding process. I
Muck.
can't see out yet, you know?
Wow.
So yes,
Yuck, guys.
lots of shedding and ridding energy. So I wanted to also bring up Gene Key 18 for this one. This is the full moon one. Um I also took some screenshots here. So first of all, the opposing gate where the sun will be is in 17. So we kind of can look at those shadows together, right? Because we're working on shedding both. So the shadow of the full moon is judgment, and the shadow of the sun is opinion. So judgment, opinion, judgment, opinion. And I think that that's perfect because, how do I want to put this? Oh, I think it goes also back to what I just said about that collecting evidence thing. Okay? Because
Oh,
I just realized it.
it
Like
is
if
your opinion.
yes, because I might say, like, Claire might say something to me and she means something completely different, but I'm judging in my head going, she meant this. And I'm taking it the wrong way. You know what I'm saying? Or I'm not breaking free of my oppressions and everything because maybe I know deep down inside I need to make this friendship, but instead of like actually doing it, I'm like coming up with a million reasons why this person is probably a piece of shit. Like why I shouldn't build this relationship or why I shouldn't trust this person. Like, you're just so we're releasing that. Also, it's like the judgment is the victim mind too. That's
Will you
exactly
tell
how I
me
think
those
of it.
words again? What was it again?
Judgment and opinion. So over here too, in the unbalanced expression, it says to be critical, to share criticism without respect to the impact, to be concerned with your own rightness, then to assess whether your insight is actually adding more joy to the world. So you're like, first you're just like,
Whoa.
I'm right. And that's why this is good for the world, And that's how we get fucking Hitlers and fucking Putins and
Yeah.
Xi Jinping's. You know what I'm
Are
saying?
you putting out good juju into the world?
No, not that. Not that. Because everybody's going to think that they are. It is, am I open to the fact that I might not be right? Am I
Oh,
listening to other people? Because I might not be right.
oh my God. Fuck your
Then, if you're
ego.
able to do that, then you're putting good out into the world.
Oh, come on, everyone, join in. This is gonna be so fun. Come on, everybody.
We the people.
Kumbaya. Oh, yeah. So this is going to be a very humbling experience. We are all going to face our ego in some way, see where we're wrong, admit it, own it. It's okay, shed it. I keep seeing the picture of, hang on, and the fucking weird ass synchronicity with this because this is something that I do. Hang on 1 second. I can't do two things at once. Okay. Please find it. Please. This is it. Okay. This is what I keep thinking of because I'm keep saying like we're all raw right now. And the weirdness is because what the fuck? Oh God, what happened? Whatever. I don't think there's anything else inappropriate. This when you think like you're peeling back a little bit of your cuticle and you end up looking like that, I fucking like literally bit off my fucking finger. I always have like fucked up stuff. I realized in a conversation in an uncomfortable conversation. Oh my God. The other day I was peeling skin off of my toe. Like I do things physically because Taurus, I think, to get through uncomfortable things. I don't
Like you
understand.
need to feel
I'm
a physical sensation
yeah,
to like
something's
get you out of your
happening.
head.
Yeah, I don't know what's happening. But anyways, this is what I keep thinking of because we're in this like just complete shedding and we have to grow new skin. We have to feel this uncomfortableness because it is karmic. We have been wrong. We have been doing wrong. We have been showing our ass. We have been fucked up in some area. But we're fucking human and it's okay. Don't let it take you down. Grow.
it's the in the moment compassion. Like I've noticed like when I'm going throughout my day, I will still be paying some of the consequences for bad decisions that I have made in my past, because that's just how life works.
Yeah.
Like, you get pregnant at 18, you have 18 years where you are a mother, like everything you do in the
Yeah.
moment. And that was from one moment of having sex. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Like everything you do in the moment does branch out. And I think that we try to escape from that a lot because we're like, damn, that's a lot of pressure, but I think it wouldn't feel so pressury if you actually learned how to enjoy the moment and if you learned how to
Mm,
give yourself compassion. So, like, for instance, I
mm.
go through something and I'm like, I face that consequence again, that karmic pattern again. And I'm just like, God damn it, Erika, like this bullshit. Like, why'd you have to do that?
You
Like, come
said,
on.
God
And you
damn
like
it.
start, yeah, like it's like that kind of inner judgment energy.
Right.
Instead
We're
going
shedding it
like,
completely.
it's
Oh,
instead going like, oh man, whew, like this sucks that I'm still dealing with this, man. I'm validating that. Like it sucks, Yeah, I might have made some decisions, but I'm a different person now. And it just sucks. And I'm sorry that I put myself through that. I'm sorry I put you through that, like you're saying that to yourself. And you're just like
parenting
giving yourself
yourself.
compassion. That's how you go with the flow. That's how you get to the
Yep.
other side. So I need to also go into the
Make
lesson or
it weird. I
challenge.
need to say something first. Like, I just had a vision of being okay with that weirdness. Like, I just had a vision of somebody like in an office being like, whoa, I'm so sorry. I just realized that I completely fucked up and I need to own this. And everybody else being like, good job. Instead of judging or whatever. Like, let's celebrate that energy. Yeah, it's awkward. Yeah, everyone is awkward. Who cares?
Also, another thing to bring up about Aries energy is that it's it's it blazes a path. It's the most authentic because it is the first conscious awareness of having a self, of like a
Wow,
this is
that's
who I
why I
am. That's
keep
why,
thinking inward.
because it's and it's identity. It's also
Yeah.
like how, I guess that's why I still think of it outwards though, because I'm thinking of it as like, oh, I'm separate from you. This is how, like, how do you perceive me? That's when
Oh,
we get that Aries Libra duality, right? Because it's like, here, I figured out who I am. How do you see me? You know? Uh, so I think that another big part of this is also like how
I
you, like,
never
first,
think of how people see me.
well, yeah, because you're the Aries side of it. That's why you say, that's why when you were talking up like show your ass, embarrassment, that's why, because it Aries without the Libra axis, it doesn't do that. It is just straight up inconsiderate. Just straight up inconsiderate. It is.
Yeah,
Like, especially like even Aries moon, and I know you're gonna get hit with this a lot
I
too,
don't care.
probably with the
I've
full
been
moon,
getting
but like
fucking shit on all week.
it's good for you though. Every time we
Yeah,
get shit
it
on, it's
is.
good
I
for
know.
us. But it's like the moon in Aries is emotionally inconsiderate, so it's like I feel all of this and I don't give a fuck like how anyone else feels about it because this is how I fucking feel, it's very, yeah. And then also I could see how you could also fall into the trap of straight up identifying with your emotions too. Like when you feel
Yeah,
like shit, you're like, I am shit. I
yeah.
feel like shit, I am shit, everything is shit.
Which is why I think that I like rearrange, clean, do all of the things so I can feel like I have control of something.
Channel
Um,
that rage into
mhm.
something as well.
Yeah, and I do projects usually when I'm in this energy. Uh, because this is Aries moon. Like this is like it is a lot of fucking rage. Like if you would have met Claire, let's just say 16, 17-year-old Claire, I was a fucking asshole. Like,
I could see that unevolved Aries moon. Like
yeah,
I was just thinking in my head, I wanted to ask you this. Like when I was in high school, let's say that I had this big blow up fight right before school and I was like bawling my fucking brains out. I would literally just like whoop, mask up and like walk
I
into that
can't.
school. Like, see, there's that duality again
Yeah.
because I'm like, here's how I feel, but I am caring about what everyone else thinks about that.
Nope.
That was unevolved Erika back then,
Hmm.
like no one will know. And you were just like, everyone will know.
Well, I don't think that I did everyone will know because I would hide because that's how I
Okay.
was taught. Like, you can't have emotions. You can't have big emotions at all. Like, I was way not allowed to. Sent to the room, don't do like, so like there were times even when I was like, I remember like skipping school and like hiding in dirt roads. Oh, this is so sad for Claire. Like I would go drive onto a dirt road and just like scream and like rah, like whatever. I'm so glad I don't have to do that anymore.
And I never did. I just straight up suppressed that shit. Just, nope, that didn't happen. I would just forget about it. I would just like I never really realized how much of a superpower that was until later in life. Like I was, but it wasn't. It really fucked me up, but like it's just weird that I was able to always do that. That's why people thought I was like a robot, or that's why I go with the alien
Mm,
shit, because people are like I literally had everyone fooled that I didn't have emotions.
yeah, that's fixed air moon though. You have control of this little balloon, this little ball.
Hmm.
Aries moon, I'm gonna fucking light shit on fire. You're in my way. Get the fuck out. Like
Yep. Yeah, though
sometimes
I
it
think
gets
Eric
bad.
didn't they use like the forest fires to like represent Aries
Yeah,
Aries energy,
probably.
Yeah.
I would say Sagittarius is like a flamethrower,
Yeah. Yeah.
like whatever. And
It gives
then
me rave
Aries
vibes.
is like, whoa, yeah, taking over. So yeah, what is Leo? Like a bonfire, a fun,
It's
huge
it's playing
bonfire.
it's playing Matchbox 20 in front of the bonfire in the Barbie movie.
I need to
Well,
watch it
I
again.
will. Well,
Oh my
yeah.
God.
That's
Oh,
Leo.
that just
Okay.
made me feel so many things. Okay.
Okay, so
Yeah,
I need to finish this. So this is also in the
sorry
spleen.
guys. This was good.
No, that was good. This is also in the spleen, so it's very intuitive. It's an
We're
intuitive,
at 48 minutes. We're okay.
yeah. Okay. So yeah, an intuitive realignment of the I Ching message is work on what has been spoiled. Realignment, work on what has been
Whoa.
spoiled, correction, spleen, and the lymphatic system. So that's a
Damn
kind
it.
of cool one too, because I think that a lot of the times we get pressure to make a decision when we're doing it from our mind. A lot of the times our intuition will help us make a decision if we actually listen to it and trusted it and like learned how to use it and trust it. We'd be good, but like I think also a big part of this is like realizing that you get a do-over though. Like the spleen is very in the moment. So like let's say this comes to you in the moment and you ignore it. And then 5 moments later you realize you did that and you're like, god damn it, like I missed my chance. I missed the opportunity. Don't do that, because you should realize or become awakened to the fact that many more moments will come, that
Ah,
there is a such thing as divine timing, that like, and honestly, I think we need to think about this a lot in shedding this relationship dynamic too. Because if you make a decision with somebody and then you change your mind and you go, oops, that was the wrong decision, it shouldn't be the end of the relationship. It shouldn't be the end of the world. There should be enough mutual respect of like, you know what I
I
mean?
agree,
Okay.
but I'm going through something personally right now that I'm not able to see outside of right now.
Okay, yeah. So you're like comparing everything back to it.
Hmm.
But yeah,
So you take
I
the
want
reins.
Okay, so they also say the lesson or challenge with this one is to learn to wait for the right timing and right circumstances to offer your intuitive insights into how to fix or correct a pattern, to wait for right timing and the right reason to share your critique, to understand the purpose of realignment is to create more joy, not to be right.
Mm. Mm.
That also goes into that wait for the invitation thing too, right? Like you might have an inner judgment or a critique on someone, but if they didn't fucking ask for your opinion, fucking keep it to yourself.
Wow.
And I want to just say this is
Oh,
literally the reason that we have wounded Aries, Libra bullshit, because it is, like I said, it's all those moments you collect evidence. Every single little fucking kid that bullied you growing up, telling you that your fucking nose was too big, or that you were too fucking short, or that you were fat, or whatever else it was, that was spewed negativity that you took personally, that wounded your ego, that made you identify in a different way, that has kept you trapped from making better decisions and having more abundance in your life.
mm.
Damn. Okay, so the optimal expression of this one is to see a pattern that needs correcting and to
Yeah.
wait for the right timing and circumstances to correct and align it to serve joy. Um so some of the keynotes too is instinctual sense of patterns and alignment, the ability to know when the pattern is off or not working, can feel critical, the corrections that create joy. The corrections that create joy. So when you're making your list of things to release, things to burn,
How can you respond
what
differently?
how can you make corrections that will lead you to joy? What corrections need to be made that will lead you to joy? What
Yeah.
initiation, what is agitating you, and how can you initiate a different outcome? Uh with the
Wow.
Sun Gate too, just to say some keynotes with that is just like opinions, influential, exploratory, projected, possible option. So we are wanting to cultivate that. We're wanting to
Yeah.
cultivate different opinions, being more influential, being more exploratory, waiting for the invitation, waiting for the right time to critique, and also waiting with an open mind to see different perspectives and more possible options. Libra energy is really great at perspective shifting.
That's interesting that you say that because I have really been hit in the face lately with the fact that I have to physically leave my perspective in order to get a different one. And that is probably because of my Aries moon.
Oh. So you can't ever sit and think like what would Erika do or what would Cho do in this situation, or you don't ever do that? That's whack. That's like 90% of what I freaking think about, unfortunately. That's what I'm trying to work on.
I think of what would I tell a client?
But it's still you. It's what would you do? So
Yeah,
you don't think
it's
like, and see, like you're saying, what would I tell a client? And when I'm with the client, I'm thinking, instead of thinking like what I should just tell them, or this used to be the case, I'm getting better with it. I would be like, what would they want? What would they need? How would this make
ah,
them feel? Yeah, see, that's what we're shedding.
okay.
But that's also what you're also shedding, the other side of it too,
Yeah.
So
Like I
yeah.
need a little bit more. I feel like I need to read this really quick. Just it's a little bit. Um, this is from my planner thing. It's the Many Moons planner. From the space of slowness and abundance, you may wish to set an intention, say a prayer, or cast a spell to transpire to the next season of growth. May we work with the energy of this harvest moon lunation to slow down and notice, to create stories, to create stores of provisions from our internal and external labors. May we share our bounties with friends and communities. So I think that that is the thing that we are getting, just kind of like I was saying with the Mars Libra energy, that we get that little like unlock energy, but we're getting it with the sun and the moon with this full moon too. Aries energy is getting to slow down and take a look at like what you just said, like you saying like, hey, you don't ever look at what would Erika do, what would blah blah blah. Like, no, I've never thought of that. No, I've never, like, so it's not just me, like these are all the things that like, where is our ego in the way, where am I in the way?
There you go. That's perfect. And that's why I feel like it is also external and relationship oriented. Like, also, too,
Where are you
I mean,
fighting yourself,
yeah.
Aries?
And that can even be in relationship,
Oh yeah.
you know? So, it's cool too, because like as all these aspects are going on with Venus, and Venus is conjunct Juno, which is another asteroid of
Ugh.
partnership and commitment, right? Like, even in like
Fuck,
I
what
pulled
is
that
Juno
card,
in?
Leo. When I pulled my cards for these ones, literally I got accountability, Juno, and the kiss. You know, like
Wow.
and Juno, just to say here that the challenge with that is if you live out of your ambition through your mate or work partner instead of through your own efforts, the situation can devolve into jealousy, manipulation, or disempowering micromanaging.
Holy
Like
fuck.
that's why this codependent energy keeps coming up a lot too. You have to
Wow.
fucking fill your own cup first. Otherwise, you are doing it wrong. Like you're doing this energy wrong. You are your own highest authority. No one is your master. You are your master. You are in charge of yourself. All that you can control is your reaction to things. Man, I'm like,
Yeah, you're like
okay.
speaking on a pedestal. Woo!
Well, I feel like it's like stuff that people just won't listen to. I think that's why when I get
Yeah.
like that.
No, and I mean, it's good. You're
And
a
there's
fucking Libra rising. You're gonna be speaking like this in this season. Listen.
thanks. Yeah. And like also too with this kiss card, it's like intimacy is multi-layered and requires our reflection. Revisit what you consider to be sensual, taboo, acceptable, shameful. Think of like the story of your first kiss and what was changed in that moment. You know, that think of that feeling you get when there's still so much
Ugh.
wonder and potential for the future. And I think that's a big deal with like Juno is literally the marriage planet, and that is literally what happens in a lot of marriages. We get to that certain point where we stop looking at them with all of that potential, all of that excitement, all of that joyous like maiden, remember the maiden card, all of that maiden kind of energy, and instead we do the inner judgment thing. We just see them for we've known them long enough that we have formed all these judgments about who they are as a person, and we even keep them trapped in those patterns because we're like, that's who you are. We identify them. You know, that's the ego, is when we think that that's what it is, and instead of seeing it as something that can always be morphing and changing, that there is still that excitement and potential for this person always and forever.
Yep.
Like
Because you
don't be
always need to be
delusional.
growing.
Yeah, don't be delusional about where they are right now in the
Mhm.
moment, but also don't be delusional in thinking that they're always going to stay that way.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Okay. So Friday we're still really feeling out the same stuff. I feel like it's just a repeat of like we're just like we're cooking in it. We're cooking in this energy, okay? Uranus is still square Venus, and oh, and now Venus is also starting to trine Mercury. So we're getting also more of that communication oh no,
Input.
Uranus, no. Uranus, I was like, no, that can't be right. Uranus is trine Mercury. So
Oh.
Uranus is squaring Venus and trining
Uh,
Mercury. So we're getting challenged in our stubbornness, but
okay.
we're getting a talent of earthiness, of like grounding things in, of taking the
Talent.
first step. Huh?
You said
I always say
talent.
I always see trines as like it's like kind of like a little here, this comes easily, like it's a talent,
Oh,
you know? It's like something that comes more naturally that you don't have to like
confidence.
struggle with. Yeah,
Okay.
well, no. I would say confidence is the thing getting challenged. The way that you speak is grounded in innovation and change.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
for instance, like I am only speaking and manifesting things that are good for material evolution, growth, and change.
Okay.
Okay, so Saturday, September 30th, moon is still in Aries, and then it's going to conjunct
Phoebus.
Chiron, and then the north node. Mars is going to conjunct the south node. So we're going to have the moon ruling Mars right opposed, right on the node. See, that's why I feel the eclipse energy. Like, that's intense, guys. Like, that's a do things different type energy. That's a whole new start kind of energy. That is a whole new direction. I mean,
A whole new world.
Aries is the first cardinal sign. Like it is the
Yeah.
whole new cycle. It's a whole new person. It is you, it is birth. It is literally humans being born. Like it
Uh,
is,
yeah, the fool.
yeah. Yeah, it's the fool. So
That's a gaslight anthem night. Whoop whoop.
so crazy. And I
Oh,
think
it's
the
gonna
Aries
be fun.
energy has also a lot to do with the accountability part as well. Um, just to say, like, as in like what we just talked about, that Aries has the tendency to not be considerate, you know? So where can you also take more accountability of your, I want to say of your karma, of where you've been and where you're going. Like in order, the first step to change is acceptance, is admitting, is saying I've
Yeah.
got a problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Speak it out loud.
So yeah,
Respond
so
differently. Do differently. Okay.
collect evidence to the contrary. Yeah.
Yeah. Yes.
Sunday, the moon moves into Taurus and conjuncts Jupiter.
Thank God.
Uh, I know. So then we're really again we're doing more of grounding this big change and transformation in. We are. Did I ever like? I guess I want to say like. I think that the cool part about where Jupiter is in Taurus is that it's not about like when I think of hunting or fishing, it's not about how well I go out there and get it. You know, like when you're deer hunting, you don't go like chase the deer around, like you don't go chase them around on foot and try to hop on their back and kill them. You set up a little hut, you put yourself in camouflage, and you wait for them to come to
Patience.
you. You sit there patiently, you set the tone, the
Belong.
environment, and you
Hmm.
wait for it to come to you. That is literally what gate 2 where Jupiter is. It's like it's not about when you think of manifesting,
Okay.
it's not going out there and searching for where's the abundance? Where's the abundance? It is letting the abundance come to you. It's saying, are you in the right environment? Like if you're out there looking for a waterfall, you have to get under the waterfall.
Yeah.
You know, you have to physically move your body to where the water is falling.
Okay. I did write something down. Hang on. Okay. So there was something that came up that I thought of that I had an epiphany for this week or whatever, but it was like when you know your worth, think highly of yourself, whatever, and you heal so you can be on a good juju level with that, you will just automatically expect that from other people.
Mm-hmm.
And so when other people don't match that, that's what we're really going to be noticing with this relationships, whatever. The everything is shifting with that when people don't match it. That's why everything is uncomfortable, blah, blah, blah. But here we go back to the Taurus Jupiter thing. I'm in it for the long game. I don't care if this is making me uncomfortable, other people uncomfortable. I know my worth and I am here.
And I want to build something more sustainable. Like that was a big thing for me, even with jobs. It's like I kept trying to do jobs that weren't right for me because I was just worried about making a paycheck, you know?
One, two, three,
And
four. Sorry.
and then like what? How many times did that have to blow up in my face and teach me
Yeah.
that lesson before I was finally like, I can't do this anymore. I can only earn money in a way that is in alignment with myself, you
Yeah.
know? And I had to take that risk and I had to make material, like literally my material surroundings had to change. And then that's how I made it happen. That's how I
Yeah.
manifested it, you know?
Because you're a Libra rising.
Yeah.
Material.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Going where the heart is, you know. And I like how you said that with relationships too, because when we're in the shedding process, especially for like my side, the more Libra oriented side, we do think too much about everyone else. And I think that that's sometimes when we're doing that, we miss the red flags a lot. We miss the times of like, oh, I really felt disrespected in that moment. Oh, I really like, we don't even think about it until later, you know, because when we're in the moment, we're so worried about what you think and what you feel and like what's your perspective, you know? So we need to be more conscientious about those things in the moment so we can course correct, you know, so we can realign. So, the Taurus energy, then we have Venus trine sextile the nodes, like beautiful. Like come Sunday, the only thing on Sunday that's getting in the way is Mercury opposed Neptune. So more of that mutable shit of just like, ooh, remember how we kept bringing up Neptune in previous podcasts and we're like,
Yeah.
are we thinking delusionally
Yeah.
or are we thinking spiritually? Now we could be applying that to what we're speaking. Are we speaking delusionally or are we speaking spiritually, you know? I think
Ooh,
about that a lot with
what?
people. This is like very culty energy to me. Ooh, guys, you know how you tell the difference between somebody who is spiritually awoken versus someone who is just spiritually narcissistic? How you as a client can search for more authentic spiritual gurus and people like Claire and I, you know, that you want to seek spiritual type help from. A person who is awoken sees the oneness in the world and sees itself as a small part of that oneness. So it puts itself first, but it also feels as how can I encompass everything? As to where the narcissistic side sees itself as the center of the world. It has some kind of insight or download or awakening, and then it goes, I am right, you are wrong. Listen to me. What just happened to me, it can happen for you too, and I'll show you the way. I am the center of the world. That is the gross side of it, you know? And that's how you can become a better judge. Libra energy, right? Be better at discerning red flags versus green flags, authentic
That's like
versus
all of
fake.
those fucking seriously on TikTok when you're scrolling and you're like, if this pops up, there's no hashtags. This is meant for you. I mean, I am here to just talk to you. It's like, no, the fuck you're not. You're here to try to make money.
Or someone who thinks that they have authority over you. Again, you are your highest authority. No one
Yeah.
has authority over you. You need to take what resonates and leave the rest, as they would say,
Mm-hmm.
you know. A lot of if you see a spiritual guru out there that doesn't tell you that, that says, listen to me, I'm right, everything I say you should abide by and you'll get this, you know, they promise you results is the thing. They think they have the answer to get you the results. That is not okay. If you see someone say, hey, here's some things that I've done, here's some tools that I think are good, but ultimately take what resonates with you and leave the rest. That's your girl. That's who you
Yeah.
go towards, you know?
Yeah. And like, I'm just going to say in a whatever. I teach, I feel like, to teach you how to do it yourself. I will never
Mm.
teach to keep you, because that's why would you do that? You know? Why would you keep, like, people outgrow people.
Mm.
People, it's okay. Like, I have clients that get big and huge, and I have students that go on to get humongous and whatever. Like, this is not a competition. I don't
Mm.
fucking like, there is enough for everybody. I don't
Ooh,
know.
that goes back to that word thing too. If you look at someone and you see something they have that you want and you feel jealous and envious of that, that's because you don't think you're worth it. You don't think that you're worthy of having that too. But if you started to see yourself as worthy of having it too, then you wouldn't have that jealous energy anymore. You would be more open minded again to be like, what's
Yeah.
their perspective? What are they doing? What are they doing differently than me? Like, how can I get help from this person? And that's what I see as spiritual
Mm,
entrepreneurs. Like I always say too, I'm not trying to be your leader. I'm trying to teach you how
yeah.
to lead yourself. You know, how to
Yes.
be your own authority. That's why I love
Yes.
astrology and human design, because it's not about, like, it's literally about this cultivating energy within you. Who am I? It's literally authenticity finding. You know what I mean? So I think too that that's like a big delusion, I guess. I think that there's a lot of people that we hand the authority to. And I think that also has to do with the big issue of these quick results and dopamine hits, because now we have a lot of gurus out there offering these quick hits of results. And
Yeah.
that's how they're kind of like attaching their claws into people.
Ugh.
Realize again, if you work with an authentic spiritual leader, if you work with Claire and I, you have to put in the work too. You know, this is a stone by stone by stone effort.
Yeah.
This is an everyday grind. This is a commitment to yourself. This is like,
And it's not just me and Erica. I know you guys know that. I
no,
just have to
yeah,
say that. Like, we can just speak for ourselves. I can, like, there are plenty of other people. This is something that I have found out when it comes to other practitioners or whatever modalities. Bleh. Um, they will not let you work with other spiritual people at the
that's another
same
red
time.
flag. That's another
Yeah.
red flag.
So, I don't care.
When you
I
say about,
will tell you that I will call out, what is it? Reader hoppers is what they call them.
oh, like
Like,
people that want, because they're trying to get their own, they're trying to get validated instead of getting
outside.
real help.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
They're like, "Oh, you didn't tell me what I want to hear. I'll go to the next one."
Right.
Yeah.
I will call you out on doing that. I will call you out, like, whatever. But that's real. So I just needed to say that. I'm sorry. I
No,
derailed
you're
everything.
absolutely right. I think too that another big part of it is that, like what you said about your clients becoming too attached to you. Like
Mhm.
honestly, if you've been seeing me over and over again for a really long time, I'm going to start to ask what, like, why it's not working, why you haven't gotten your
Yep.
results out of it. Am I still the right person for you? Should
Yep.
you go see someone else? Like
Yep.
that's another thing about modalities, you know, like if somebody is in their authentic alignment, then they have their own special niche and their own special skill set and their own special thing that they bring to the table. So yeah, why would we care if you go to other modalities? Because
Right.
we know that we don't want to spend our lives trying to know it all. We want to know a
Yep.
lot about what we know and send you to other people who know what they
Yep.
know.
Maybe that's the Aquarius in us because that's not very normal. It is
Because
very Aquarius. We can
we're
network.
all about the
I'm
net. Yeah, I was gonna say we're all
mhm.
about the network. Yeah.
That's what makes us so cool. Okay, are we at tarot yet? Come
Yeah,
on.
we're at
Oh
tarot.
my God.
Yeah.
Okay.
Calm down.
All right. No, I needed to read can I read the Nine of Swords or the nine whatever that I read yesterday to
Yeah.
you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yesterday we were talking and we were going to be doing the podcast, but we got on here and we just had this feeling. And the Nine of Wands from the Bonefire Tarot just kept coming into my mind. And I know for myself, every once in a while, I just need to get a little refresher on what the fuck it says. And I'm just going to read through it. And this is going to be a long fucking episode because it's a fucking full moon. And it's my full moon. Okay. So, the Bonefire Nine of Wands is a very different chap from the Rider Waite. This man comes charging from a cave that blazes behind him. The wands inside are torches which have illuminated his path through the darkness and out into the light. The man is older, yet still strong. He has vanquished his foes. Here, I depicted the bonfire as a heap of burning human bones. He has a victory, but in contrast to the Six of Wands, where the huntsman is at peace and he has awakened in his consciousness, the man has a wound across his forehead where the third eye might be. What he has seen in the cave, we cannot know, but it has taken a toll. Hang on, wait, okay. It has taken a toll, and he is not yet at peace with it. This man will be scarred for life. The ugly gash can taint his every further action, or the healing can leave him enlightened by the experience. But the wound is fresh and deep. He is out of the light now, but still in movement, not yet at rest. This Nine of Wands represents an escape. You have been confined by an idea or a way of doing something, and you have stood your ground. You put up with it as long as you could, but you have been forced to bust out and break free. The fiery wands brings you that energy and will try. Oh my fuck. Okay. The fiery wands brings you the energy and will to make this really happen. What? Oh, I went way too far. Okay. As I said, he is not a young man. In the card, it can indicate the sudden onset of a midlife episode where you throw in the job, the lover, the house, even the family, and surge across the threshold of a new existence. Much will be left at your wake, and you will inflict hurt on the others and yourself. At the time, it will appear this is unavoidable. You are about to choose yourself over others. The caveman hid deep in his cave in harnessing the power of fire, and he was able to step out with seeing eyes and heat to defend himself against the terrors of the night. Have the courage of your convictions and make changes, but do not expect that you can be unaffected psychologically or materially. Damage will be sustained. Use what you have learned to make a better fist of it all. And beware of taking refuge in a strange dark cave that appears to offer safety and warmth. They may already be occupied or become prisons for which you will have to fight for your freedom. In closing, I will say that the Nine of Wands might warn us that no act leaves others unharmed can be with no regrets. So be careful to not to wound or destroy others on your route to the top, for you are creating enemies, not a safety net to catch you when you eventually need to fall.
Perfect for this Aries energy, for this Aries full moon, for that inconsiderate thing I was talking about.
I know. And that card hits me in the face every once in a while. And I think right now it's hitting me so much in the face. And I bet it's probably like, I don't know. Anyways, um but it's that feeling of like, okay, God, we just went through so fucking much. Yep, got to keep going, you know? Like, okay, so into the real tarot. I apologize so much. We are definitely at an hour 20. Here is the Empress, and I want to read this out of the Spirit business. Here we go. The Patch Tarot. Okay, but I am using all. Let's like take a moment. Look how fucking beautiful this is. Oh, Halloween. Yep, I'm not going back now. We're only in Halloween. Okay, so the Empress. The appearance of the Empress is an invitation to become connected with the beauty in the world and the beauty within yourself. She is nurturing, embodying the motherly energy of both the planet and those who take care of each other. When you draw this card, it is an indication to express your female energy and get connected with someone who can support and nurture your own growth, or spend time in nature with the great mother herself. Yes.
That's the relationship side of it. Are your relationships nurturing?
Okay, so Yeah, that's the nurture. So we finally get to use the Mabon fucking deck. So this will be for quite a while. We'll be using this. So we got wool. Eh. Oh my God. Okay. You are woven with an embrace, protected love, and the familiarity of finally being home. Your higher self chose this card because you need to be reminded that self care comes in many forms. Sometimes getting dressed in the morning is what you need to feel motivated, renewed, and powerful, while other times it's standing your ground and saying no. When wool comes to your reading, it's to guide you to find self care in the small moments of life. That can mean snuggling up in your favorite blanket or finding a quiet corner to dig into a beloved book for the 15th time. It could mean buying a little cabin in the woods somewhere. I said that yesterday. Off the beaten path or heading home for a few days so your parents can hold you and tell you it'll be all right. Okay. There are some places that just feel like home, and some things, such as the security blanket, that make you feel safe. Receiving this card is your sign that that's what you need now more than anything else is the feeling of something familiar. Wait before starting something new or making decisions. Instead, seek out time to reconnect with once what gave you the feeling of peace and ease. Feeling safe allows you to evaluate your situation from a secure place rather than one of fear and anxiety. You will be able to see your circumstances from the outside rather than standing right in the middle.
Mm.
If you have pulled this card, okay, no, it's saying with another card. Okay, so that's amazing.
Can I say something about that?
Yeah. Hmm.
I think what I really love about it is it's bringing up the fact that a lot of people say think of self-care as like something they schedule in.
Yeah.
Like, no, self-care is a moment by moment by moment
Yeah.
thing. It is like, how am I
Choice.
taking care of myself? That goes back to you being the highest authority and taking care of yourself first.
Hmm.
And then you're gonna be able to see if you take care of yourself first, then you'll see the other person's perspective. You'll be able to better, right?
Yeah.
You have to comfort and take care of yourself first. Then you can be like, how does this other person feel?
Yep. Okay, then we got the other Halloween Oracle. Okay, I don't think that I said this, but it is the Seasons of the Witch, Mabon Oracle. This is Lorraine Anderson. For the rest of, I think I have all of the Seasons of the Witches that are made so far. So I'm excited because this is my favorite season. Okay, so this next one is the Halloween Oracle, Stacy DeMarco, and it's the Skull of Light. Illumination. Oh, I didn't even fucking hang on. Okay, here we go. We can stay in the dark, exist only in the midnight hours, but shining the torch, the victory is ours. Oh, it rhymes. Okay. As the famous psychotherapist Jung suggested, knowing our own darkness helps us cope with the darkness of others. Taking the time to know thyself and to seek understanding of our more destructive or shadow natures can lead to huge happiness and less anxiety. This is such a the idea of being shown the way in the most difficult times and always knowing that we are never alone in the darkness are the keys to this magical element. Light is usually a comfort thing, yet sometimes we do not really want to see the boogeyman under the bed. It's too scary, too big, and we know not, fuck, okay. It's too big and we know not how to defeat it. Yet, by simply shining the torch upon such darkness, the victory is ours. Should the skull of light enter your life, know that it is time to open yourself fully to the clarity of bright illumination. Allow yourself to be seen and to see and to act upon what is shown to you. Wow. The time has passed for hiding. for pretending and for swallowing our discomfort by accepting the status quo when it really doesn't suit us. Shit.
So let me show you an example too. Me, Libra, doing shadow work. If I am sitting there and I get triggered and I'm like, man, this person was really fucking inconsiderate to me. Fuck, like you're just like, oh, I'm triggered. You're in that trigger. Then now I say, oh, this is like, compassion. It's okay. You feel triggered. You're triggered from this because sometimes you're too considerate and maybe you need to be, because that's my shadow, right?
Yeah.
And then I'm
How
able
can
to
you
be like,
nurture
oh,
yourself? Yeah.
and then I'm able to look at this person who I just perceived as inconsiderate and see their side after that and see their shadow at play and give them compassion and forgiveness. But
Mm,
it starts with myself. And I think too that like with shadow work in the illumination of it all, again, it comes to us. Like we notice it in those moment by moment
yeah.
triggers. We don't go out there and search for it. It comes right to us. And
Mhm.
those are the perfect moments to use that splenic awareness and that intuition and be like, here's my moment to be doing this. How can I take care of myself, give myself comfort, explore my shadows so I can move through?
Slow down.
Mhm. Beautiful.
Oh, how can you nurture yourself in those small little moments? What are your little comfort things? Just like me earlier, like, okay, I need my little, like, I gotta calm down and slow down.
But they say the opposite of triggers is glimmers, like triggers are what put you on edge and give you negative emotions on and on, but your glimmers are like the things that make you feel safe, make you feel happy, make you feel excited. Like how can you create more glimmers and notice them, collect the evidence for those, stop collecting the evidence of all your triggers.
Ugh, crystals are my glimmers. Oh, look at this little duck.
Claire. Look at this little duck.
Oh, okay, guys. It's a lot, but it's also okay because I did this last week and you made fun of me. I just remembered that. You didn't make fun of me. You just like
Well,
said, I love
it's
how
a
you do that. You say like it's such a mom. It's okay
yep.
though.
Claire
But
comes in. Well, it's another shit week, but you got this, kid.
yep, yep. I mean, the positives of this is that change is happening and it's good. We've needed it. It's fucking needed. It's just really uncomfortable. So find your little comfort things, find your little moments. I just fucking cleaned and made the shed so comfortable, as well as little Claire's room. So fucking comfortable. So I am ready to nest. So do that too. Sacred space in your head and outside.
Change your perspective, look at
Yeah.
things from a more positive lens.
Yeah. Please check out all of our fucking shit. And guys, Awaken the Witches coming up so fucking soon. It is so scary. I cannot believe that. Um, yeah, tickets are still on sale. Please be booking your tickets, getting them because it is going to sell out. Make sure that if you want to go, you're going. We are still running our special for the Sacred Seance. So I'm struggling. I'm doing it though.
Even if it's like you don't get this in before Halloween, I think this is a really cool special for this time of year as well. Like when people
Yeah.
are gathering with their family and we're kind of starting to get into that more hearthy kind of energy of
Mhm.
like being in our home and the apple cider and the cinnamon and the pumpkin spice and everything. So like, yeah,
Mhm.
perfect timing to have a
Yeah.
party.
Yeah, because when it gets cold, people are like, "Ah, how do I live? What do I go do?" It's like, okay,
How do I live?
well, that's what people always think that way when it comes to like winter time and stuff, and it's
Oh,
my
you're right.
fucking favorite time of the year. And I'm like, "All right, let's have party." Like have people
Mhm.
over, like this could be a party, this is I fucking love this season. So,
And that is what they did back in the day, they would have their
yeah.
harvest and then they could just celebrate their harvest and
Yep.
like chill with their
That's
families
what
and get
Mavon
fat and
is.
drink
Yep.
wine. Yeah, exactly.
Eat, drink, and be merry. Was that your mom, Dave Matthews Band?
Yeah,
Oh
actually,
my
yeah.
God. All right. Well, make sure you're checking out all of the links. We have individual stuff going on. We have all kinds of stuff. I am back from Colorado. I am going to be plugged in now, and we're going to be talking about lots of stuff coming up. So pay attention to all of the things, and Erica, take the rest of the shit.
Please, please, please make sure that you are liking, sharing, subscribing, setting the intention for the good light workers out there to be friends with the algorithm. That's what I want. I don't want anything else but to be friends with the algorithm so I know that what we're saying is going to the right people at the right time for the right vibes and the right reasons. Yeah. So thank you for your support. Love you guys.
Love you. See you next week.